Tanya, and I'm going to start recording videos and sharing my experience as being a targeted individual. So I'm going to start off by telling you guys that I married this guy. I'm black. He's a white guy. I married him. I met him in Bullhead City, Arizona. And I was on crystal meth and alcohol at the time. And I got with this guy and got married. We had a baby. There was a lot of fighting in the relationship. Like a lot of back and forth fighting, drunk. You know, it was a cycle of just drinking and fighting, having sex, and drugs. That's basically what the relationship was based on. Anywho, we moved to Reno, Nevada. And the drugs and alcohol, that still followed. We got to Reno, Nevada. We got into like a fight, and he went to jail, and I decided that maybe we needed to move. So while he was locked up, I moved to Stockton, California. So I took me and my kids. We moved to Stockton, California. Now while we're in Stockton, California, he's still in jail in Reno, Nevada. And in Stockton, California, I'm still drinking, still drugging. I meet some girls that live in some apartment complexes down the way. So now I'm drinking and kind of drugging with them. And, you know, my kids are going to school, and I'm still holding up. But I decide that I want to bail him out. So I go and I bail him out of jail. I drive from Stockton to Reno, Nevada to bail him out of jail. Bail him out of jail, he comes back. Same shit's happening, drinking, drugging, fighting, that shit. But the fighting is getting more serious. And so I call the cops on him, and they tell me that it's better if I leave and just let him stay with the kids. I'm like, okay, well, I really don't have anywhere to go, but okay, that's fine. So I leave. I leave, and so now I'm still drinking and drugging with the girls who I thought were my friends. So I'm trying to go home like every day, but he's not letting me in the house. And I'm like, this shit's getting crazy, you know. So some time passes, and I'm hanging out with these girls, but there's a guy, and I'm like interested in this guy. I'm like, he's so fine, he this, he that, he that, he this. And so I told the guy, well, get a motel room, I'll hang out with you, all this shit. So the guy gets a motel room. I go to the motel room, but when I get to the motel room, he already has a drink that's waiting for me. So this drink is already made. He has like a big thing of vodka, I think. It's vodka or gin, one. And so I drink the drink. And these girls that I had been hanging out with, they pop up at the room. And I'm like, damn, I didn't know you were inviting them. You know, I thought just me and you were going to hang out at the room. He's like, well, you always hang out with them, so I thought it was okay for them to come hang out. I'm like, okay, whatever. So we're at this room drinking, and then one of the girls gets mad, and she goes, you a jealous bitch, and I look better than you, and I knew him before you knew him, and some other stuff. So she starts this argument, but I'm drunk, I'm tired, Like, I don't have the energy to argue and fight with this bitch. Like, please just leave, whatever. And she goes, that's why I'm going to go tell your husband. But I'm not thinking nothing. I'm like, well, go tell, do what you got to do. So she leaves. This is all I remember. Her and the dude leave. Her, the dude, and there was a couple more other people in there. They leave. I wake up that morning. The dude's in the room with me, but it's another dude in there with a dog. And I don't know who this other dude is that has the dog or whatever, but it's like a pit bull dog. And they're just looking at me crazy and strange and shit. And I just feel weird, but I can't tell you like why I feel weird. I feel like I just have a massive headache, hangover, feel crazy, weird. So I go back to where me and my husband live, where the kids are at. And I'm like, we need to go. We need to leave this town. Like, something's not right. Something just doesn't feel right. He's like, okay. So we leave the town. We leave Stockton. Go back to Reno, Nevada. And he ends up leaving, going back to Bullhead City, Arizona with his family. And so I'm with my kids in Reno, Nevada. We're at my mom's house, but it's like people are acting weird and strange to me, but I really can't pinpoint the weird and strangeness. But I know that something happened to me that night, but I can't tell you what happened to me that night. So I told my mom, can you watch the kids? Like, I gotta go check. I just up and left that house in Stockton. I need to go see what's going on. So I go back to Stockton. When I get to Stockton, they have the house boarded up. But the females, the girls I used to hang out with, live down the street. So I go there. And they have on like clothes that, you know, my old clothes, they got them on and all this stuff. And just stuff of mine. They have a lot of stuff of mine on that I'm noticing. And I'm like, something weird, you know, happened. But, you know, I can't put it into words. So I'm out there hanging out for a couple days. And this white guy and this black guy start to follow me because I'm on foot. So I'm noticing that they're following me like wherever I go. I'm like, what the fuck? This is so weird. So I tell this one dude that I call myself knowing, because I used to claim everyone as my friend. Like, if I hung out with you a time or two, you're my friend. You know, I know you're my friend. That's how naive I was. Like, you're my friend, you're my friend. I'd call you my friend. So, I tell this guy, like, you know, something weird is going on. Like, these guys have been following me, like, all day. And here it is nighttime, and these guys are still fucking following me. He was like, someone put out a hit on me. It's like, a hit on me? What the hell is a hit? Like, what are you talking about? So he was trying to get me to go to this, like, abandoned house on him. And I was like, no, you know, I'm scared now to this point, because I'm like, some weird shit is going on. But I can't pinpoint it. I can't explain what it is. But he's telling me it's a hit. So I'm like, okay. So I just kind of wander through the night till the morning time. So morning time comes, I call my mom, and I'm like, Mom, look, something weird is going on. I can't really explain it, but I need for you to pay for me a bus ticket, you know, back to Reno. So my mom pays for me a bus ticket back to Reno. But while I'm at the Greyhound bus station in Stockton, California, it's like all these people are on their phone. They keep looking at me, all this stuff. And I'm asking this guy, like, what's going on? I mean, you keep looking at your phone and then looking at me. And it's a white guy. He was like, well, you're on this website. I'm on what website? And he's like, you're having sex with this guy on this website. And I'm like, what? What are you talking about? And I was like, well, can you show me? He's like, nah, you got to find that stuff out for yourself. So I'm like, this is weird. Like, what the hell is going on? So I get on this bus. It's an uneasy feeling on the bus, but the bus stops in Sacramento, California. So when I get out at Sacramento, California, it's like heck of people at the bus stop. They got their phones out. They're looking at me. It's like this low whisper. And then the bus driver comes, the bus driver that's going to be taking us into Reno, and he goes, girl, I seen your whole body. I seen you naked and everything. And I'm like, what? I couldn't really ask him, like, I was just in shock, like, because it's like this silence, you're in this silence, but you could hear like the mumbles of other people. They're talking and whispering about you. But it's kind of weird. You can't, your mind's trying to put all this stuff together, but it's like an overload. Or it's mismatching. You know, you can't really get everything on the same page together. But so I get on the bus and I come home to Reno. And I just know something bad happened, but I still couldn't pinpoint it. But like if I go to the casinos or wherever I go, you just have this whisper. And I know they're talking about me, so it's like a whisper, like a real small whisper. And they would, you know, people would say stuff like arguments I had in the house in Stockton, or stuff my kids said, or they'd bring my kids' names up, or just this weird shit. And this went on for a while. People would laugh and tell little jokes and keep whispering, like weird, just weird shit. And I'm just like, something crazy is happening. It can't be the drugs. Like, it can't be the drugs. But you know, I remember getting some more drugs. So I still have this habit, right? I was still dealing with this crystal meth habit and this alcohol habit. So I'd go to the dope place and get my dope. And I'm starting to notice now when I go to the dope place, slowly but for surely, I'm starting to notice that people are starting to record me, like leave their phones on recording, or asking me weird questions and shit, or taking pictures, or just weird shit. Or when they give me the dope, I'm noticing that they're not really hitting the dope, or they might hit it once or they won't hit it anymore. And I got sick a couple times where I had to go to the emergency room. And so anyways, I'm missing a whole bunch of stuff in between, but I'll get to those later on. I'll be putting out more videos explaining more stuff the more comfortable I get with talking and releasing this information. But so all this weird stuff is going on. The whispering, the mumbling, the this, the that. And I'm just going crazy. Like, people are following me. Every time I go somewhere, I might step into a store and it might be 3 or 4 people. Shit, by the time I get my stuff to get out, it's like 50 young people have showed up at the store. I'm noticing this like wherever I go. And then I start noticing these different smells and odors like coming out of my body. Like fresh raw meat, the nastiest smell you could smell. Like burnt, something burning all the time. I just started smelling these horrible odors. So I would go, you know, my stomach would hurt really, really bad. So I go to the doctor for this, go to the doctor for that, go to the doctor for this, go to the doctor for that. Only thing the doctors can tell me is I have IBS, acid reflux, and that's about it. My kidneys are good. Everything is good. All my organs are good. But when I use the restroom, it smells so stank. And the doctor just said, oh, just drink a little bit more water. Oh, it's probably your diet. But no, it's got to be something more than that. Like I have, I thought I had foot fungus or whatever. So, I mean, I would go to the doctor. They gave me antibiotics. I don't know how many times they gave me antibiotics. And foot powder. Like, use this foot powder. Do this, do that. That stuff won't get rid of it. Won't get rid of the smell I'm talking about. Then I noticed that I have a lot of sinus infections all the time.